My Story is presented by Good Neighbor Pharmacy, Island Cancer Center of Guam, and Pacific Cancer Care Alliance. With special thanks to the Pacific Star Resort and Spa, Tresemme, distributed by Cosmos, Loco Promos, LabTech, Procreate, Tobacco Free Guam, and Simply Food.
Hafa Day, I'm Louise Muña. Welcome to My Story. Before I move on to tell you about the show, I wanted to share with you some Guam cancer statistics and facts. These statistics and facts come from a report put together in January of this year by the Guam Comprehensive Cancer Control. Fact number one, unlike the rest of the United States where cancer incidence and mortality are declining, in Guam, new cases and deaths from cancer continue to rise. This foretells an increasing economic burden from cancer in Guam's future. Fact number two, from 2008 to 2012, 1,904 Guam residents were diagnosed with cancer, and 736 lost their lives to cancer. And finally, fact number three is one we have all heard of. On the average, on Guam, one person is diagnosed with cancer each day, and one person dies of cancer every 2.5 days. Of course, with proper preventative methods such as diet, exercise, and living a healthy life can cut a person's risk of being diagnosed with cancer. There is no cure for cancer, but there are steps we can take to prevent it. All right, moving on to tonight's show. We will talk with two wonderful women on the other side of this quick break. Hafa Day, and welcome back to My Story. In this episode, we sit with Violet Cruz and her daughter, Sharon. Hafa Day, how are you?
Hafa Day.
You're Violet Cruz. How would you like to be referred as?
Well, most of my friends call me Auntie Vi.
Auntie Vi. Okay,
Yes.
Is it okay we call you Auntie Vi?
Sure.
Okay, all right. Well, welcome to My Story.
Thank you.
You have quite an interesting story. You are a, by trade, retired
Nurse.
Okay. And how long were you doing that for?
Oh, around 30 years.
30 years,
Right.
okay. So you retired in when?
In 1998.
98.
About 17 years ago now.
Wow. Wow. Now, you retired because?
Well, I was retirement age, which was providential because my husband was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease about 2 years before, and it is a progressive disease. So he needed my help at home about that same time.
What is his name?
His name is Tommy Cruz.
Tommy. And how many children do you have?
And we have 3 girls.
3.
Of course, they are all grown now.
Okay. And
this is
one of
the
them?
youngest.
Your 3 princesses, of course, you will always be the queen. How did you meet your husband? Did you meet him here on Guam?
I was invited to come help in the SDA clinic on Guam that they were opening in Agana Heights.
Oh, wow. So you're one of the pioneers then. Wow.
And so I came to work there, and my husband's cousin was a co-worker, so I met him through her.
Wow. So it was a love in paradise. First love in paradise.
Right.
And then you just stayed.
Made my home here.
When were you diagnosed with cancer?
Actually, a long time before that.
Really?
In 1989, which was 26 years ago.
So you continued to be a nurse even after you were
yes.
diagnosed. So as a registered nurse, what was the detection? Did you go to the doctor and have a checkup and then decide, oh, I think this is something? How did that happen?
Well, actually, I noticed as I looked in a mirror a little dimpling of the skin and the flap of my breast tissue that's close to under my arm. And I was aware that dimpling of the skin is a danger sign of cancer because cancer spreads, and as it spreads, it kind of pulls the skin inward. So I felt that area and felt a little tiny lump smaller than the tip of my finger.
So if people were to notice that anywhere, then they should be concerned about that?
Oh,
so
yes.
a dimpling is like just like an indentation, right?
It's just like a dimple in your cheek.
Like a dimple, okay. So something like that, if they notice that, they should feel a little bit further into the skin there.
Just feel that if there's any lump underneath, that's a danger sign.
So that was your own self-breast exam then?
Yes.
And you went to get it checked?
Immediately the next day,
Okay.
I saw the doctor in the clinic, and she told me, you need to see the surgeon and have a biopsy,
Okay.
which I did right away. And unfortunately, it came back, the report, that it was a cancer.
Did you have an idea that it was cancer when you first detected it yourself?
I knew it was a danger sign, but still it was quite a shock. I didn't really expect it to be
Wow.
cancer.
So that was your reaction, was like,
right.
wow. So then, did it ease any of your fears though, that you were in the medical industry? That okay, I can get this, taken care of right away.
Not really. I think you're just naturally, the word cancer is scary. Back then, especially, you thought if you had cancer, that meant you weren't going to live very long. So I was thinking, well, perhaps I'll have 2 more years to live, because I knew a cancer patient. The problem with being in the medical profession, I think, is you know too much, and it almost makes you more worried.
Afraid.
Right, because you know what can happen, what has happened. So I knew a cancer patient that had died in 2 years. So I thought perhaps I had 2 years. But I wasn't afraid of death, because I was brought up in a very religious home, and we had family worships, and we studied the Bible, and death, according to the Bible, is asleep. So I thought, well, I like to sleep. So,
okay.
but the problem was, I thought, but I didn't want to leave my family.
So you were already married to your husband?
Yes.
At the time? Okay. They do a surgery? Did they remove the cancer?
They told me that if it was cancer that had spread to the lymph nodes, I would need to have my breast removed.
Okay.
Otherwise, I would just need a lumpectomy.
Okay. And that means they were just going to remove the lump.
Yes.
So you went to sleep, you woke up?
I woke up and my breast was still there, and
Yay!
I thought, wonderful. It hasn't
Thank
spread.
goodness, right?
Right.
I'm sure you didn't do that, but I'm sure that was what was going through your mind. Okay, so you were clear. That's it. Done. Cancer's over.
Well, no.
No?
Unfortunately. Actually, they told me I needed radiation therapy
After
the
surgery.
lumpectomy.
Wow, okay.
There was no radiation on Guam at that time, so I went to California in Loma Linda and had 5 weeks of radiation therapy. And basically, that's all I had to have for 12 years.
12 years.
12 years later, then I had to have further treatment.
Further treatment, which means the cancer
Had
came
spread,
back.
right.
Just understanding about the cancer cells. So they're always in your body, yes. Whether they're active or not is another thing. So your cancer cells were, part of, some of them were removed, and then some of them were still there. They were just inactive?
Right.
Or in remission? Is that the word for it?
That's
Remission.
Well, yes.
So are you still they call it, because a survivor is someone who's not battling cancer. A warrior is someone who's still battling it. Are you still battling it?
I'm a warrior then.
You're
still battling it.
You're still battling it. Well, because you're survivor / warrior. I guess you're both, because it's back again. So how are you handling it this time?
So they put me on only tablets to keep my estrogen level down, because my cancer was a type that was fed on estrogen.
Wow.
So I was just put on tablets, and that actually kept my cancer controlled for another 12 years, because they have many different kinds. They would give me one. When it no longer worked, they'd give me the next one until I'd gone through all of them.
Wow.
That was 12 years.
If you don't mind me asking, how old are you now?
81.
81. Wow. And you still have a lot more life in you. Yeah.
Hopefully.
So we're taking all the different steps now to
Okay, so the diet is just one step. Exercise. I use the acronym New start, to remember good nutrition, good diet, exercise, drink lots of water. What's the S? Oh, sunshine,
Okay.
air, get fresh air, get lots of rest. And the last one is trust in divine power, which is also a very important one.
And I guess also just constantly check yourself, of course, because you know your body better than anybody else does. Wow, is there any, other than the, you said New Start, yes, those at the acronym.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you would like to share with not just people in their senior years, but for all women, including like your daughter and, you know, all of us? Anything else that you'd like to share?
You know, I asked one oncologist what he thought helped cancer patients the most besides the treatment, what lifestyle. And he said a positive attitude was proven to really help cancer patients. So I think the trust in divine power has helped me. You know, I study my Bible and spend time with my Lord every day. I hope it will be of help to someone. Just keep your hope. Don't, you know, just trust that all things work together for good. And that's probably the most important thing to do.
Thank you, Sharon, for sitting here with your mom, and thank you, Auntie Vi. We look forward to sharing many more years with you.
Thank you very much. It's been a privilege to be here.
When we return, we'll talk with another amazing warrior right here on My Story. Welcome back to My Story. Let me introduce you to a brave and beautiful young lady. Her name is Julie, and also her husband, Richard. Half a day.
Today.
You look good today.
Thank you.
I like the scarf.
Thanks.
Did you choose it?
My husband did.
Yay! All right, let's rewind all the way back to the beginning. What did you do before you found out you had cancer?
Actually, nothing.
Were you working during the day?
No, not that. At that time, no. I wasn't working. He was working.
Okay.
So, out of nowhere, he just did the breast exam and he found it.
Were you looking for something, or were you?
It was just doing the breast exam.
Okay, just to
I paid attention
check.
and helped out, so,
Wow. And then there it was.
Yep.
It was almost like it was fate. Maybe you had to do it, and because you needed to find
Lucky
something.
we found it early because it would have been too late.
How old were you then?
35.
So when Richard, when you felt it, was it big? Was it small?
no, it's the size of a rock, but of course that's not normal on any body part. So
Did you ever feel it? No? I mean, did you feel any pain at all
No,
in
there
your
was no
chest?
pain.
No pain at all?
No pain.
So after you found out there was a lump, did you guys go to the doctor right away?
Yeah, we went in to Dr. Mike Cruz.
yeah.
And then they did a...
Yeah,
they did
they
a-
did
Actually, through public health, she was able
Oh, yeah, we went to public
enroll in a
health.
program
Public
to guide her into the right areas to go through.
Okay.
You know, because of the concern. So
Okay.
I think they gave her like 2 mammograms.
There at public health?
At
Second.
Sagua Manago.
Okay, so you did your mammogram there.
They
Yeah.
have it there. They do it for free for that purpose and
Wow.
stuff like that.
So when they told you, did you go back to the clinic? They said, come in, we have some news for you? Or
No, they called in.
They
We
called-
were
called.
scheduled to get the results
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
after all the tests and everything like that.
So
They wanted
you were
us-
sitting in the doctor's office. I mean, did you already have a feeling that that's what it was? You did it?
I did.
You did? You
Because
did?
it was
did.
so, like I said, they took so many tests. So they're saying, we don't want to say it is.
That it is.
But
They
we
don't
don't
want
want
to
to
scare
say.
you. So when they told you, the both of you were together, of course, right? When they told you, what was your initial,
I was
first reaction?
speechless.
Speechless? I mean, you were thinking, how could
The doctor was talking to me, but then it's no words coming in.
Right? You couldn't hear anything anymore after he said
yeah.
you have cancer? Did he just come out and say it like that?
Yeah.
You have
He
cancer?
just-
Yeah,
I'm
gonna
sorry.
come out straight out, tell you you have cancer.
Wow. Did he tell you what stage you were in? Or
Stage 2A aggressive.
Stage 2A aggressive.
At that
Did
time.
that scare you?
Yeah.
Aggressive. I mean, you know, you think.
Thinking that's gonna grow faster than.
And that's exactly what it means, right? So what did you do? Did you have surgery here?
Yes.
You did. And then
And
any
Dr. Mike
chemo or
Cruz,
anything?
They sent me to another doctor,
Oncologist
oncologist.
to
For the
give her the
cancer.
the
What
chemo.
was her name?
Doctor.
Dr. Wang.
How long did you go through that chemo?
About 6 months.
6 months? And then that was it? You were done?
Yeah.
Your
I was
And some
treatment is done?
radiation. They gave her some radiation.
Yeah.
Wow. And then did you feel like, okay, I'm done.
I'm
No more
done.
cancer.
I
Well, we
feel
were told
free.
everything should be fine. Try and live your,
Yeah.
live your life, live healthy, especially.
Okay.
And I was doing that.
Changing your diet?
Yes.
Were you exercising?
Exercising, always up and about.
Because you had a scare. I mean, that's a big scare. So then what happened after that?
6 months later, I started having this bad cough. And I didn't think of it as anything, but when I was finally off from work, he told me to go and get checked. So,
Like cough, like as in, like you were sick or
A
you
bad-
couldn't breathe
yeah,
or you're trying to clear your throat?
GMH, they are at that time because it was bad.
yeah,
Oh,
Treated
really
as if
bad
it-
cough.
It treated as if it was pneumonia.
they thought I had pneumonia.
But were you feverish or anything?
No.
No, it's just a cough.
A couple weeks later.
Because I mean, who would think? You know, everybody coughs, right?
I wasn't getting any fever, nothing, chills, or just that.
So you went to GMH.
Went to GMH,
after a couple of weeks,
did a
of-
CT scan.
Okay. Wow, cough
we
bad
actually
enough to
went
get
to
a
another.
CT.
We had to go to another clinic because the treatment she
Yeah.
was getting wasn't helping, so her cough was still persistent and painful. So we went to PMC to get a second opinion. Then Dr. What's his name?
Thompson.
Dr.
from-
Thompson is the one actually. He was
PMC.
just new on island and everything like that. Did extra. He's the one that ordered
Extra
the CAT
test.
scan.
Yeah.
More CAT scans. and-
He's not too familiar with it, so he was upfront when he gave us the news that he had to go to another doctor and get, a second
Get another
opinion,
opinion.
And all that.
That's good,
because
though.
he.
That means he's concerned. So when he called in another doctor, and
Got
then
the-
what happened? You found out you had cancer again?
Again, it came.
Wow. So what was the feeling like the second time hearing that?
It's like a knife to the heart.
Because you thought you were done, right? So what happened then? What did he say you were in another stage or?
He referred me to a oncologist, Dr. Friedman, and we went from there.
Okay. But I mean, did you feel just as scared the second time as you did the
More
first time?
scared.
More scared. What did he tell you? What stage you were the second time around?
Stage 4.
4.
Oh.
Metastatic, I think. Metastatic.
Did you ever ask in the doctor how could I go from stage 2, get
To
all
stage-
this surgery
yeah.
and chemo, and then come back 6 months later and here I am with even worse
We
cancer
got
than before?
straight up news from Dr. Freeman that once you start with it, you might end up ending with
My
it. So
coming back.
how you live and everything like that, and it's never 100%.
But you changed your lifestyle though,
Yeah.
right? So what do you think happened? What could have? I mean, could have just
there
been
might
any-
have been a little left over from the chemo that
that they didn't
that
get
they,
rid of.
That's why they do the chemo and the radiation to try and get all of it. So what they're saying is,
How
there
long
might-
ago was that?
October 2013.
The second time around?
Yeah.
2000. That's only
No,
been
2014, October
14?
14.
Okay.
So that's just last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She
Wow.
only had barely a year of in between.
I was looking at some pictures because we're friends on Facebook.
Yeah.
I was looking at some pictures, and your physical appearance changed a lot just in the last year. How is your? I mean, are you going through chemo now?
Mm-hmm.
You are.
Still going to chemo.
How is it affecting your lifestyle?
It's really affecting it.
It is. I mean, you're not eating,
Not as much.
Not as much.
not as much. I mean, how do you feel? I mean, sometimes do you wake up in the morning and say, I don't even want to get out of
Yeah.
bed? Are you
I
mobile?
just want to.
Can you walk?
No, I cannot even
You can't
stand.
walk. You can't stand. So, I mean, so now Richard is by your side 24 hours a day.
He's my legs.
Right? He's your legs, really. Wow. So you wake up in the morning and,
Yeah.
Richard, I need to go do this, I need to go that. So you've devoted your life to her now.
Yep.
Pretty much. So you two are like connected at the hip, literally. So I just recently attended, you gave me the honor of, and I'm getting emotional, to go to your wedding.
Yeah.
Now you guys just got married, or were you married before?
No, we've been married
We got-
civil,
Yeah.
Civil.
but
Okay.
you know, being Catholic and stuff, fulfilling all the sacraments, I gave her that.
She wanted to? So did you ask him? Say, honey, will you marry me in church?
Actually, he was
Did you
the one.
propose? You did? You
He
did?
was the one.
Okay, so, and then you said that, and you said, I'll give her that, and I'm going to plan everything for her. So you got married in church.
Yeah.
Why did you want to get married in church? I mean, is there a reason why, a specific reason?
I actually wanted to, because I don't go to Mass, I actually wanted to receive the bread.
Okay.
And my mother-in-law is the one that asked me if I wanted to receive it. So
What would that change in your life? I mean, receiving the bread, is that
it's just like a prayer and
giving you hope? And
yeah.
so you go to God all the time now? You guys just got married.
Yeah.
I have to say, that was one of the most emotional weddings I've ever been to. Watching you be wheeled down the aisle, and then, you know, watching you both take your vows in front of God, that was really emotional. How did that make you feel?
Oh, I just wanted to cry.
Really? Closer to God?
Yeah.
How'd that make you feel, Richard?
Complete?
Complete.
Yeah, in so many ways, complete.
Wow. You guys have a very amazing story, and I can tell that you're both very strong and you're very committed to each other, not just now with each other, but with God as well, too.
Yeah.
We still have hope for you, right?
Yes.
You do? Yeah. What would you give, what advice would you give to people your age?
I would advise that, you know, you start your mammogram at a younger age and take life as it is. Don't take it for granted.
Love the ones you love.
Love the one you
completely.
love, because you don't know when they're going to
When
kick
or
the
what?
bucket.
You guys are very inspirational. Thank you,
you.
Richard, for loving Julie. And thank you, Julie, for
He's
sharing
my
your story.
rock.
My special bond with Julie Duenas began a few months ago as I watched her post her journey and battle with cancer on her Facebook page. It wasn't until she posted that part of her therapy was relaxing to music playing on 105 The Cat. I made the connection to her via private message, introducing myself and inviting her to the station for a tour and a guest DJ on my show. Her special charm not only touched me and our employees I introduced her to, but also those who listened to her speak on the radio. I had the honor of attending her and her husband's vows in front of God, and thank the family for welcoming us for this special event. I realized that there was more to her story that needed to be told, and invited her to share with us here on My Story. Unfortunately, since the taping of this show, Julie has passed on and will not be with us to watch this special episode, as she is flying with the angels now and no longer a prisoner to her body. Please keep her and her family in your prayers. Fly high, Julie. Thank you for watching My Story. And remember, living a healthy life is the key to cancer prevention. Get checked, eat right, live right. Be sure to tell your loved ones how much they mean to you every day. Until next time, from everyone here at My Story, adios.